Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of Lip Speak. My name is Kayla Cadogan Flegel, and I am here to talk about um the power of numbers. Hold on, I'm trying to get this thing set up real quick. How y'all doing? I am doing quite well. I'm doing great. Um, so the last to recap. So the last couple of videos have been based off of lessons that I've learned off of things that I've done in my like daily routine or daily life. Um, Hello, Miss Evangelist Robin. Welcome back. Good to see you. Always, always. So yeah, recap last week, Game on Satan, and it was about if you missed that one, that was last week's video. And the week before that one, that was cleaning out your junk drawer. And so what I realized is that there's lessons in everything we do. There's lessons in everything that we encounter. A lot of us take it negatively, some of us take it positively. But I choose to take lessons from everything. Now that I'm getting older, y'all know I'm rounding about. I'm at that roundabout now. I'm rounding at 30 now. Okay. So 30, I'll be 30 on Monday. I made it, y'all. It's been a blessing. It has I honestly can say to God be the glory. That's just the simplest way I could put it. Because I shouldn't be here. Okay. So talking about numbers. So I was introduced or brought it was brought to my attention this book called The Oracle. And it speaks about the Jubilee. And every 50 years, um, a Jubilee happens where the Jews can return back to Israel. Read the book, read the Bible, read whatever. There's a lot of articles and things out there about the Jubilee and every 50 years and stuff like that. So then I'll say, okay, so God communicates in numbers. Just like he said, where two or three are gathered, I am there in the midst. It also states, be fruitful and multiply. Multiply meaning to multiply numbers, right? Um, and there's so many other scriptures that talks about numbers, even him resting on the seventh day. There's like keys to everything, and there's a purpose for everything, every number, every person, etc. We all understand that we play a part in the purpose or in the will of God, and he works through numbers and people. Everything has a meaning. So if you can agree to that, I have something to share. So the book is one thing. Okay. I'm reading the book. I'm like halfway through it. It's like 60 something chapters, but I'm like halfway through the book. But when I tell you, just in my life, my personal life, and how I saw things, right? So is that okay? Okay, we're gonna charge it. Just watch the movie, okay? I got it. Okay. You can do that. Sorry. Son, his tablet is dead. That was the one thing I forgot to check. Okay, close the door. Thank you. Y'all, I'm in the closet. The prayer closet. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm a mother, so y'all gonna have to see this from time to time, but it's okay. It's all right. So there's a couple of different dates that I want y'all to. So okay, let's recap because I kind of got thrown off. He talks and communicates in numbers, right? Or he shows us things in numbers. Okay. Um. So okay, I don't want to go ahead of myself, so I'm gonna just stop right there. So there's a couple of dates that I want you to remember. You can write them down, whatever you want to do. But just I'm gonna keep saying the dates, kind of, sorta. But I want you to, if you can, remember them or write them down. So the first date is November 11th. The second date is December 13th. Okay, sorry, November the 11th of 2014. The year is also important. December 13th, 2014. October 3rd, 2015. November 4th, 2016. and rounding at December 18th, 2023. So remember those dates. And you're probably like, why you got the 23? Like, we ain't even at that date. Just go with me. Bear with me, okay? I'm going somewhere with this. So first, this is how it all came about. So I'm reading this book. It's talking about Jubilee. It's talking about certain things happening on certain dates, and everything is happening in the plan. Like every 50 years, something leads up. The Jews get captive, and all this stuff happened. But that 50th year, the Jews are always returned back home, right? Okay, so I'm like reading this book. I'm like, okay, cool. If he does that to the Jews, what about the other people that are called his children? You know, we already know Israel is his blessed people, but there's also people that's not of that tribe or of that, you know, the Israel that is still his people. So I'm like, okay. So I looked up the guardian number 1111, and it is the guardian angel. Our guardian angel is particularly close and wants us to focus on positive thoughts. Okay, that's 1111, right? So we talked about November 11th. Okay, so moving on. 12/13. Remember that date? Okay. So the significance of these dates. Now hear me. I should have said that from the beginning. I'm ahead of myself. It's okay. So 11/11 is the day that me and my husband crossed paths. The first time we ever crossed paths, we communicated to each other, was 11/11. 12/13 is the date that I was like, if he keep going this route, he gonna be my husband. That's that day. Okay. So 12/13. Okay. Don't judge. Don't worry about it. People get married days after meeting each other. Don't judge. I ain't judging you. Don't judge me. Okay. 10/3 or October 3rd is the day we got married. Okay. 11/4 is the day I gave birth to my daughter, my oldest. 12/18, of course, your girl be there. Okay. So back to it. 11/11. Our guardian angel is particularly close and wants us to focus on positive thoughts. In the year of 2014, especially around this time that this was happening, or before me and my husband met, I was in a dark place. Like I was lost. I was stuck. It was like probably one of the darkest moments of my life because I had no clarity. That was the same year that somebody was trying to kill me. A lot of things was happening that year. So I was just lost, right? And I was like, there's no love. Nobody's ever gonna love me. Those other ones was right. Nobody wants me. I'm just having these thoughts. And so when my husband came in my life, when he first messaged me, I felt this calmness. Weird, right? I felt this sense of calmness over me instantly. And I'm like, and all he said was, hey. But just his approach, just everything, like him coming to me the way he did, just calmed me down. So when I tell you he swept me off my feet, he swept me off my feet. Okay? So that feeling that I got was just that reassuring that, hey, everything is going to be okay. So 11/11. Okay? Listen. Okay. I ain't going to be ahead of myself. We're going to keep going. 12/13, again, was the day that I said 12, 13, 14. I remember that day because I was like, this is going to be the last time you're going to ever get those numbers. 12, 13, 14, or 1, 2, 3, or you get what I'm saying? That's going to be the last time in history that's going to happen. Okay? So I remember that day. So that day I was just like, yes, he's the one, right? And so 12/13 is a clear sign that you are on the right path towards manifesting your dreams and achieving your goals. Y'all, I had thoughts and dreams of owning a restaurant, doing all these things, owning my own business, etc., etc. So when I got that confirmation, or when I read this, I'm like, what? It gets better. I had some gum in my mouth. I'm trying to talk. I had to get that out. So it gets better. So 11/11, right? Remember that. 12/13. Remember that. Guess what today is? And when I was preparing for this was all earlier today. What is today? Somebody put it in the chat right now. What is today? Come on. Come on. I know I can't be the only one hype. I can't be the only one hype. I'm gonna wait. I want to make sure people will, because I don't want to go any further. You gotta keep up with me. When I tell you the power of numbers, I tell you numbers are powerful. God works in numbers. When I tell you numbers can hold keys, numbers can hold jewels. Today is what? 12/13. 12/13. The day I told myself my husband was going to be the one for me. What day was that? 12/13. Y'all, I can't make this stuff up. The Lord is my witness. I have proof. I used to screenshot everything. I don't know why. I was just that person, but I'm glad I did. 12/13, y'all. Today is 12/13. It's not a coincidence, okay? Not a coincidence. I don't care what nobody say. Okay, it's a higher power. Ain't no way this stuff is happening like this, and there ain't nobody that's controlling the whole thing or has already planned for all of this to happen. Listen, so 12/13 of 2014, 12/13 of 2023. How many years is that? So you do 23 minus 14. How many years is that? I'll wait. I'll wait. Y'all, I'm hyped. Come on. Y'all gotta be hyped with me. Come on. Don't be asleep. Wake up. We waking up today. We waking up today. Come on. Well, how many years is that? I give you 3 seconds. 3 seconds. 3, 2. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Come on. 1. That is 9 years. 9 years from when I said, this is gonna be the man for me, or I have no problem with, pursuing or moving forward with this guy. Okay. Till now. That's 9 years. And it's the day that I'm actually going live. That's so crazy to me. So I was like, 9 has to play a part in this. 9, if you look at the number 9, enlightenment, compassion, new adventures, risk taking, deep emotions, and completion. Y'all, when I tell you, at this point, I was like, you know what, Lord? You all right with me. You are okay with me. New adventures. I have done so many new things this year. It's crazy, right? This right here that we're talking on right now is something new that was made this year, that started this year. When listen, okay, risk taking. I left my job that was paying me $70,000. I left a job to take risks on my dreams, on my purpose, on the will of what I'm supposed to be doing in life. Right? Deep emotions. Y'all already know I've been in my emotions. Y'all, for those who know, they know. Okay? There has been some tears shed. It's been a roller coaster. Okay? But when I tell you I have the most peace, it's not, I can't even explain it. I'm not stressed out like I used to be. I'm not worrying like I used to be. I'm not, you know, at the end of the bed just you would think that I should be, listen, y'all gonna figure it out. Y'all gonna y'all think it's coming. The story's coming. It's okay. I ain't gonna be ahead of myself. We gonna keep going. So we don't went through 11/11. 11/11 again was when we crossed paths. 12/13. What was it? The day that I was like, I can do this. Either one. Right? 9 years since that date. 9 years. So we went over 3 numbers. Okay? 30. Your girl's turning 30 this year, right? And I would tell people, and I would say openly, and I was like, you know what? I want to be in my career, my 30th year. I want to be in that thing that I'm going to do for the rest of my life, my 30th year, right? Because that's like maturity. That's like you going in a whole nother, you lived in your 20s, you start working. You get what I'm saying? Like you working up towards your retirement, whatever that is for you. Okay? Y'all, then I looked up 30 because I'm up here looking up everything. I was on Google all morning. 30. This is what kind of blew me away. And I was just like, Lord, I can stop right here. You ain't got to say nothing else. You ain't got to show me. I ain't going to ask you nothing else. Spiritual growth and self-expression. Y'all, what did I say on here the other day? I said I ain't never been so serious about my religion and about my faith and about anything else until now. I'm more aware. I'm more driven. I'm more on the run than I've ever done in my whole entire spiritual journey. I grew up in church, but I wasn't that type to be like, oh, I'm a church. I'm a church. Never did that. It took for this year, 2023, for me to get really, really honed in, focused in, and like, I'm gonna run for God like never before. It took for me to do it this year. He placed people in my life. He does things. And a lot of people, oh, why my life going this way? It's not going. You're not the orchestrator of your life. Your life was already planned out before you even got here. Let's keep going. That's a whole different story. Read the book. Okay? Read the book. So, numbers is one thing. But I was like, names have meanings. I knew names had meanings. But I never really looked at the deep, okay, let's see how deep this thing go, right? Let's keep moving. Because y'all. So, of course, the first thing I did, I looked up my name. I looked at mine. Let's see what it said about me. I want to see what God had to say about me before he said anything about somebody else. Okay? So I looked at my name. And I knew before that my name is, for those who don't know, I know it's on the screen. My name is Kayla. Okay? And Kayla in Hebrew is the female name for Michael. I did know that. Now, I did know that because I kind of got mad because I was like, my dad's name Michael, so you trying to call me a Michael Jr. without calling me a Michael Jr. But it's okay. All right? So, Kayla means slender, fair, pure, and who is close to God. Y'all, why is Kayla close? Because Michael was an archangel that was closest to God. Mind blowing. And then it also meant crown of laurels. So I'm like, crown of laurels? I don't know what that is. So I looked up what that is. And that refers to a victory. Y'all. So now at this point, the Lord has already answered so many questions that I had in my life. Okay? All happening this year. My life did not go the way I planned it this year. Okay? And I'm glad it did. Right? So listen, what have I been saying? I was on here the other week. Stop calling yourself a victim. You are victorious. I am victorious. Before I even knew what my name stood for, I was already saying I am victorious. Y'all, okay. So it don't stop there. This is just the beginning. We talked about numbers. Numbers play a big part too. But your name also. So stop naming your kids all these people. What people are doing now, what I feel like they're doing, they throwing letters to the wall and seeing what sticks. And that's what they're gonna name their kids. Give these kids a meaning. You stripping them from the meaning. You stripping them from you stripping them from a lot of things. Stop naming these kids all these crazy names. Okay, RDD2, whatever. I know. Yeah, I think that came from Star Wars. Stop naming these kids these names. Give them some actual names. Okay, but I'm gonna stop there. I ain't gonna say nothing else. I don't want nobody mad at me. Okay. So, okay, so that's what Kayla means. So now I'm like, okay, come on now. Come on now, Lord. Come on now, Lord. Now the numbers, you got me. My first name, you got me. But what does my middle name stand for? Google. What does Nicole stand for? Y'all, when I seen this, I said, Lord, you are something else. You are something else. And when I found this out, I was on a call this morning. This all happened this morning. I was on a call with Miss Robin, Miss Evangelist Robin that's on here. So she can bear witness to this. She can bear witness to this, right? Nicole, my middle name, stands for Victory of the People. At that point, I wanted to start shouting, y'all. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yo, my first name, I'm victorious. But what follows, my middle name, I'm bringing people with me. People with me to get victory. Yo, listen, I can't make this up. I can't make this up, y'all. When I tell you, I was like, Lord, you are doing a number right now. You are doing a number. I am a part of the purpose. I'm part of the plan. And I didn't know it was going to work out like this. Our thoughts is not his thoughts. Our ways are not his ways. So when it feels like it's going rough and it feels like there's no way out, understand that you are going to be victorious. If you on the team with me, we going to win, baby. We going to win. We going to win. Run, keep going, keep running, keep pushing. Don't give up. I'm telling you. So, y'all, I got to stop. I'm ahead of myself. So, I've shared it. Kind of openly, kind of not openly. We going back to the numbers. We done talked about the name. Oh, Lord, I'm not even done with the names, y'all. See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm too hype. I got to stop. Okay. So, I prayed for my husband. Before I got my husband, I prayed for him, right? You pray about something, and then it comes. I get one. Okay. So I prayed for my husband. I said, Lord, I want a Christian man. Lord, I want him to be like this. I want him like this. I want him to love me for me. I want him, all that stuff, all that ooshy gushy, whatever stuff, right? I prayed for a Christian man. My husband's name is Christian. He brought it to my attention last night, and I'm like, you know what? He ain't lying. I said a Christian man, and he gave me an actual Christian. Literal name is Christian. What does Christian mean? Anointed. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm not gonna give you his middle name, but I'm gonna give you the definition. I ain't gonna put him out like that because he don't really like his middle name. But it stands for something so strong, so valuable. His middle name stands for riches, prosperous, and fortune. Okay. Okay, God. Okay. But it also stands for guardian or protector. Y'all, let's go back. Now, this is when it really gets deep. What did 11:11 say? When I looked up 11:11, it said our guardian angel is practically close. Who? My husband is the guardian that was sent to my aid at the weakest point of my life. Y'all ain't hearing me. My husband was sent to me on 11:11 at the weakest point of my life. As what? A guardian and protector. What? Okay, God, I see you. So, name my daughter. She had multiple names. Of course, we always have these multiple names that we want to like give our kids, and then we settle for one. Once, of course, when we give birth, we can't, so we give them the name. So I went with Brooklyn. Brooklyn is from the land of the broken. Me and my husband both before we met each other, were broken. We were two broken souls, two broken people that came together to uplift one another. So he uplifted me in my weakest, and I lifted him in his. Okay? Hear me. Mind you, my daughter's middle name is also Nicole. We had a son. My son's name is Jace. Mind you, we were broken. So this, when I tell you, I named him, but I don't remember seeing this. I don't recall seeing this. Sorry, my husband's calling me. But I don't remember seeing this definition. And Jace's name stands for healer. Y'all, when I tell you, so we were broken people. Oh, y'all, listen, we ain't gonna do that. Can y'all hear me? Everybody's here? We still good? My husband called me again and kind of threw me off. So give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me. Hopefully you can. I am so sorry. I was cut off and it would not bring up my camera. Can you hear me? We still good? Yes, hopefully. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna keep going. Keep going. Let me know if you can't hear me. Okay, you can. Awesome. So my husband, I was on the subject of my husband, meet my husband, and him being the guardian angel, and 1111 standing for guardian angel being sent at a time that don't we ain't gonna do this. Jace had to bring his little stuff back in here, but at a time where I was so vulnerable, right? So then I started like looking up another thing, which is my birthday. And for those who know, I'm always seeing this time or seeing my birthday in time form, 1218. And so I'm like, I'm seeing it more rapid now than ever. Like it's starting to happen more and more and more and more. So I like this has to have a meaning. Like, yes, it's my birthday. Yes, I'm very like, oh, my birthday's coming type deal. Birthday is a big thing to me. But I'm like, it has to hold another meaning because I'm seeing it so much that this number just is not a birthday for me. It's something more powerful than just my birthday. So here's the meaning. Okay. So 1218 is a combination of energies of the numbers 1, 2, and 8. The number 1 represents new beginning, leadership, and motivation. Double ones give added momentum to these beginnings. It highlights the path you're starting on is a significant and life altering one. The number 2 embodies partnership, collaboration, and balance. Representing harmony, the number 2 encourages you to find balance within yourself and your relationships to achieve success. Okay? The number 8 is associated with material success and represents abundance and prosperity. Y'all, when I tell you, this, hey, cut it out. When I tell you that this right here, it's not funny. I'm trying to be. Look, he done came in here again, y'all. He done came in here again, and it feels like he's not gonna leave. But what I tell you, it's being like mind blowing. Like, pay attention. We're not paying attention to numbers. We're not paying attention to events and things. Like the Bible says that um signs and wonders follow those that believe. And if you're a true believer, like, listen and hear the signs that are happening around you. Like, what is happening in an occurrence that he's trying to tell you, that he's trying to lead you on? Like, what is that thing for you? Hey, calm down. Stop. Calm down. Like, what is that thing for you, right? And so I had to find out what that was for me. And so I'm just like, okay, hey, listen, calm down. And so I'm like, okay, what is it? Oh Lord, he didn't hit his head. The dad was busy, but it's okay. Come here, baby. When I tell, like, he's trying to, he done messed up my phone. Now he's trying to upset my baby. Listen, when I tell you numbers mean a lot, start paying attention to numbers. Start paying attention to the meaning of things. Like, don't just sit there and think like, oh, it's nothing. Oh, listen, this stuff is more powerful than you think. You better hop on board. I'm not out here doing like any like readings or whatever. None of that. I'm not doing none of that. But I'm like, if something keeps occurring all the time, and it's like, what does this, hey, you got your whole head in my camera. What does this thing really mean? What is God trying to tell me? Like, is this a sign of something that I need to be made aware of? Or, is this something that I can just like, okay, whatever. But if it keeps happening nonstop, look into that stuff. Cause this stuff is not like, it's not a coincidence that me and my husband met on that day. It's not a coincidence that 1213 9 years ago and 1213 today. Like, 9 years ago, I wasn't talking about starting a podcast. I wasn't talking about, the things that I'm doing now. I wasn't talking about any of that, right? So for these things to happen, oh, there's another one. So we're talking about numbers. We're still on numbers. So ones like that was not the first time I seen numbers like that. Hey, stop. That was not the first time I seen numbers like that. And so when I seen okay, my bad. I had to go into mommy mode just then because he was trying to act out. So 1111, that's four ones. That was not the first or that was not the only time I seen ones, but I seen not four times but three. And the other date that I was telling you about was 11/4/16. Hear me. 10/3/15 and 11/4/16 is 1 year, 1 month, and 1 day. Y'all didn't hear me. I got married on 10/3/15. I had my daughter, my oldest, on 11/4/16. That was 1 year, 1 month, and 1 day apart. What? And I knew about that one. Okay, I knew about that one because when it happened, I'm like, hold on, because I'm a math type of person. Like I love math in school, and so I'm like, hold on, we got married. Hold on, that's 111. What? But I never like looked into it. Like I didn't know until reading this book, and I'm like, numbers play a huge part. So I looked up 111, and um, this number represents leadership, independence, and spiritual energy, awakening, intuition, and uniqueness. What? Again, mind you, my prayer has been, Lord, I want to be more spiritually driven. I want to put you first and not just say that I'm put you first, or only call, because I was one of those Christians that only called on him or talked to him whenever I needed him, right? And so it got to be where I'm just like, I knew, I felt like I was just using him, or I'm talking about God. I felt like I was just using him when I needed him. And then I realized, like, okay, Kayla, like, do you like when people just call you and contact you whenever they need something? So why are you doing the same thing to him? And so I changed my whole way of thinking, my whole way of just living life. I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm gonna give you everything that I was trying to give others, right? Because we're quick to mass up, we're quick to, we want people to love us for who we are, whatever the case may be, or we change ourselves because we want people to just we just want to feel loved. But the whole entire time when we were ourselves, he loved us unconditionally. And so it's powerful for me. This goes deep, this runs deep. So numbers play a huge part. Hopefully my story, everybody's story is different. Your story might not be like mine, right? But when I looked at numbers in my life off of dates that happened in my life, not nobody else's, I'm like, it didn't just happen for Israel. It doesn't just happen for his blessed people. It happens for all the people that he promised he gave his promises to. Mind blowing. So I suggest you pay attention to numbers, you pay attention to people and the meanings. Like I was talking to Miss Robin today, and Robin stands for, if I'm not mistaken, like it stands for that thing, that heaven sent thing, that's like, okay, when you see a robin or you see a bird, or like, a person named Robin, it's like that, it shows you faithfulness, or it shows you, I forgot the actual meaning, but when I was sharing with her this morning, I was like, the things that I'm reading about your name right now is the things that you've helped me with, and not be ashamed. That was another thing that I was talking about, because her way of showing God that she loves her through anything, she was not ashamed at all. And so I got that from her, and I was like, I appreciate you for that. He puts people in your life for reasons, right? whether that is good or bad. You got to think about, like, we talk about in school, we talked about the Holocaust. That was one of the most um like just saddest moments in history. One of not all, but one of the saddest moments in history. But it had to happen. And it's like so crazy, like, and people are like, oh, why would God want that to happen to his people and blah blah blah. You gotta understand, it was already predestined that the Jews would have to be held captive, that they would be killed, they would be in bondage, they would be separated from the land, right? And then after the 50th day, which is a jubilee, they will be brought back to the land. Everything is being fulfilled. So when you have answers, or you have questions like, oh, why does this happen? Read your Bible. I'm telling you, this thing is unveiling every single day. History is repeating itself. And now we wonder, like, when people are like, oh, I have deja vu, or oh, I felt like I had this moment before. It probably already happened before. It has happened. But it's so crazy because it's like, we think, oh, this is it can't be real. Listen, this stuff is not, this is, I have those moments all the time where I'm like, this feel like it happened before. We're reliving something that has already happened. It is mind blowing. And I'm not saying there's like spirits and we're reincarnation and whatever else, that I ain't saying nothing about that. But history repeats itself. It repeats itself all the time. But different people, different time zones, but it's always in God's will and his purpose. Like, read that. I'm telling you, The Oracle, read that book by Jonathan Kahn. I think it's people mess up my last name. I don't know why I'm try to say this guy's last name. But it's Cahn. Read that book. He was a rabbi. Read that book. And it talks about the Jubilee. Mind blowing. It talks about numbers. It talks about time zones. It talks about like I said, every 50 years. It is mind blowing. And when you see it happening for others in a different time zone, or even in your current time zone. So why I shared mine was, I'm like, if it happened then, and God is a never changing God, then it's happening now. And it's happening today, like today, 12/13/2023. I've shown you, like, 12/13 for 2014. I shared what happened on that day. Today, it's like the podcast was already predestined. Things that's happening in our lives was already predestined. That is so mind blowing, right? How can you not believe that there is a God? There is a higher power. There is somebody that already knows the end. It's incredible. It's amazing to me. And again, like I said, I was not a book reader. This is like my second book that I'm gonna successfully read cover to cover because it's intriguing. Like, it's one of those, like, once you pick it up, you can't put it down. Once you pick it up, you can't put it down. But it is so, I'm blown away, y'all. I don't know if I'm the only one, if it's just me. I don't know. But I just had to share that because I'm just like, this can't be coincidental. This can't be where my husband's name stands for the same thing that I was needing and that I got in that very moment of my vulnerability. Like, and a lot of people like, well, I was married before and it didn't work out. Understand. Hear me out. Sometimes people are in your life just for a season. It can be a spouse, it can be a loved one, it can be whatever, but they're only there for a purpose and then they're gone. Once they fulfill their purpose for your life or for the promise, whatever, they're gone. So, oh, I've been married 15, or hopefully not, but I've been married 2 times and that's not the person for me. They're probably prepping you for the person that you deserve. We gotta stop looking at stuff in a negative perspective. We look at it through the 10-10 vision and not the 20-20 vision. Why do we, are you looking at the glass? Is it half full or is it half empty? Right? Like we heard that before. So when you look at your situations, are you looking at it half empty or half full? Right? Look at it in another perspective. When I went through postpartum, did you think I want to go through postpartum? A whole 3 weeks of no sleep, other than like 6 hours total of sleep. Do you think that was something that I wanted to physically go through? Like, I'm like, Lord, let me go through postpartum because that is my only wish and command. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. He puts us through things. Like I was sharing this morning too. If everything you've ever wanted was granted in that very moment you asked for it, why would you need God? If I, Lord, I want me $1 million. And when I go to the mailbox, $1 million is there. I didn't have to do nothing for it other than ask. I didn't have to work for it. I didn't have to do nothing extra. What kind of story would I be able to tell about this $1 million other than I just got it in my mailbox? What kind of victory did I get from that? Victory is when you go through something, you endure to the end, and you come out victorious. It ain't something that you walk in a fight with. I mean, yes, you want to, like, I'm going to win this battle, right? But it's not like before you even go in the battle, we already won. The battle over. No gunshots was even done. The battle's done. We won. No, y'all fight. You're praying that you're going to win, but you're fighting. When you go to a basketball game, if it was possible for both teams to win, why would you play basketball? You have to do something to win. You have to do the work. So stop thinking like, oh, the Lord is, I'm not getting what I asked for. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe He has something greater. Maybe you're not ready. If I got the things that I wanted when I asked for them, I would not be sitting here talking to y'all. I wouldn't. Why? Because I have nothing to tell. I got what I wanted. I have nothing to share. But you overcome by your testimony. That's what the Bible says. So what does that mean? You have to go through something. There's a test that you have to go through to get to the end, to get to the testimony, to get to the finish line. You have to you have to start. If there was just a finish line, there would be no starting point. Like, I don't understand. That it makes no sense. There has to be a starting point. You can't just go to the finish line. How did you get there? What, you just fell from the sky? Right? Like, you have to go through things. So stop taking it as, oh, I'm tired of suffering. I'm tired of this. You're going to suffer. And you're going to continue to suffer. But make sure that you're suffering for a higher cause, higher prize, higher promise. Don't do all this suffering for nothing. Please. I didn't go through all of this for nothing. But understand that when you're asking God for answers, you may have already gotten your answers. You just wasn't paying attention to how He gave you the answer. We're so blinded. We want Him to just fall down from the sky and answer your question. I'm going to tell you now, you ain't Moses. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. Okay? Even Moses. Like, he had to see his backside. He didn't even see. If anybody that has laid eyes upon God has not lived. Okay? Like, you can't look at Him and live. You're going to die. So you want Him to fall down from the sky. I'm like, Lord, give me an answer. He gave you answers, giving you people. He's putting people in your life to give you the answer that you want. But you have to be aware and sober. That's why it says to be sober. You have to be aware and sober to get the answers. Yeah, I'm blown away. I'm done talking. Because I feel like I'm the only one that's hype. Like, I'm the only one that's hype. This right here, I can't make it up. I can't make this stuff up. But I hope that looking at it through my lens and not just, oh, reading in a history book, this is real time. We live. This ain't no years and years ago. We live right now. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse to make up excuses about not believing in something, because it's happening in real time. It's going on right now, this very moment. And if you're watching this recording, it's still happening in the century that you're in right now. This ain't no 50 years ago. This ain't 2,000 years ago. This is current. This is 2023. We're rounding at 2024. This is all current. So pay attention. Pay attention to names. Pay attention to numbers. Look at your surroundings. See what you have seen, and it's an occurrence. It keeps occurring because maybe that's a message that you need to know. So hopefully this is a lesson to you. Thank y'all for hanging in here with me. Hopefully y'all got something from this. I was blessed by sharing my story and parts of my life with y'all. Y'all like family. So thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. I will see y'all next Wednesday. May have a guest on next Wednesday, so stay tuned. But I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Y'all be blessed. I love y'all. Take care and do the thing that you need to do to become a better you. Be blessed.